Hello everyone. Let us now discuss how can we solve this problem. Longest unequal adjacent groups subsequence 1. We are given with a string array words and binary array groups both of length n, where words I is associated with groups I. Your task is to select the longest alternating subsequence from words. A subsequence of words is alternating if for any two consecutive strings in the sequence, their corresponding elements in the binary array groups differ. Essentially, you are to choose strings such that adjacent elements have non-matching corresponding bits in the groups array. So, it is nothing but we are given with a words array, right? We need to pick these strings and return that vector of strings in the answer. And but here, if it is 1, then it should be 0 in the groups, right? I think you understood the problem. And if it is 1, it should be 0. And if it is 0, then it should be 1 and then 0 and then 1. It is nothing but alternating, right? Now let us see what could be the answer for this problem. First example, right? If I take E, if I take E, the corresponding group is 0. Now, after E, if I take A, if I take A, it is also 0. So I don't take A. Instead, if I take B, then I would get the sorry, the group is 1. Now it is a valid and it is having the size of 2. Now let us see whether can I get another subsequence like this. Now if I take A, if I take A, then I would get the group as 0. Now if I take B, then I would get the group as 1. Now here also it is the length of 2. Now if I take only B, I can also take only B and the corresponding group is 1. Now the size is only 1. So we need to return the maximum or the longest subsequence. So I would return either EB or AB. Now let us see what will happen here. Now if I take A, the corresponding group is 1. Now after that I am taking B and the why? Because the corresponding group is 0. Now if I take C, then I can take because the corresponding group is 1. So this is alternating subsequence. Now if I take D, I can't take because D is having 1. So the corresponding group is 1 and it is not alternating. So the size for now is 3 and this I am assuming it as the longest subsequence. Now if I take B, right, I am just starting from B and I got 0. After that I need 1, so I got to C and the corresponding group is 1. Now after that I got D, which is having 1, but I cannot take as it is not alternating subsequence, right? So the maximum length that I can get at the string vector of strings I will return is ABC. Now what is the intuition for this question is knowing what is there in the end. That means what is the previous group, right? Now for that what I'll do is just, if I take this one, then I can only take all these elements from after that, right? So what I'll do is just take I and increment the j from I plus 1 and to the end. So the algorithm looks like for I is equal to 0 and till n and j is equal to I plus 1 for j is equal to I plus 1 and goes till n. But here for every starting of I create a new array, temporary strings array. So if I do that, uh, let us see, vector string temporary array, and what I need to push the element here is temp dot pushback array or something like. Here we are given with words, right? So words of I is pushed back. Now after that, what is the previous element? Previous is the groups, the corresponding groups of I, right? So if I take that something like here, I took I, right? And J starts from here and goes till N. Now this is pushed back into the temp. This words is pushed back into temp. Now there will be a corresponding previous element for that. So the previous element for that will be previous is equal to groups of I. Now I have previous something like, if I have a 1 here, then only if it is 0, then only I would push this words into the temp. Now for that I'll write a condition. So if words, sorry, groups, right? Groups of J is not is equal to previous, right? If groups of J and the previous are not, they both are not equal, then dot pushback temp dot pushback words of J. Now here I got 0. Now here I got 0, and think like that this is also pushback, words of J is pushback. Now after that there need to be something to be pushed back. For that, previous will not be 1 for now, previous will be 0, it will be changed. So the back, or the back group, the last group that is pushed back. So temp.pushback words of J, and the previous will be groups of J, right? Now I think for now it's clear. So we will have to return a vector string answer, right? Now answer is empty. Now we have this temporary array of strings. Now if it is greater, the temp size is greater than answer dot size, then answer is equal to temp, and at last return answer. So this is the whole pseudocode for this problem, and I have given the whole code in the description. Go and check it. And if you like this video, do share it to your friends and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.